Hello there, this is Bick Benedict. We're playing Batman Arkham City on New Game Plus difficulty. This is my no upgrade run, guide and run for the aforementioned title. And I do apologize about this, but all you need to do is follow the waypoint over to the police station. And you'll get a save point, and then you'll have a Predator section to do. Now, anytime that there's fast forwarding going on, I do realize that in a lot of instances in these games, just having a waypoint sometimes isn't enough, because sometimes they want you to go into, a sewer or somewhere tricky that you may not know where it is. So even though this isn't fast forward, and you may not be able to catch up with the video going so fast, it's okay, because I'll tell you if there's anything more involved than just going to a certain door or garage hangar or something like that. But in the last video, I was mentioning that I think it was like a week ago I tweeted to Santa Monica Studio that, hey, I'm making a not only do I really love your games, but I'm making a Pain Plus run for God of War 3 Remastered. And like the next morning I got a reply, and it said, I basically, all I was doing was asking for a retweet for some publicity, some advertising, since I don't hardly have any on my channel. So they said, sure, when you doing it? And I said something like, I think at that point I was already done, but I just said, it's in process, because I hadn't, at that time, even though it was all done, it wasn't all uploaded to YouTube. So I think several days later it was all uploaded to YouTube, and I got back to them, and I've sent them about 4 messages, because they've just been extremely responsive to me the whole time. Like, I've asked them, at first I asked them, how do I access photo mode? They responded within like 30 minutes. And also just a couple of other queries. They're very responsive. I'm extremely, you'd be surprised. I've mentioned it before, but I have a subscriber by the name of Son of Seville, and he thought to himself, well, maybe it's because when you sent that URL, and this guy was really on the money with this theory, and I've got to give him some credit here, because I would have never thought about it, but this guy did. And he basically said, well, maybe after you sent the link to these guys at Santa Monica with the URL, maybe they clicked on the link, scrolled through it, and what they would have scrolled through actually was a playlist that had about 10 videos privatized, but some of the later ones were released, including the one called Bullshit Flying Part. I couldn't fit the word sequence in it this time, but it was called Bullshit Flying Part. So it's just a theory, but Son of Seville thought that maybe whoever was in charge of running the Twitter account on that particular day scrolled through it and just decided that, this is a negative connotation to our game. Someone's calling this part that we made bullshit. And I thought to myself, well, can they really be that petty? And could they really be like that? And it's not really about pettiness, I don't think. It's just about, they are a studio that doesn't want, nobody wants anything negative attached to their name, whether it's something as innocuous as just a bullshit flying sequence. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm just talking about that chain sequence where you're falling, falling down the chain and controlling where you're going, and it's kind of bullshit. It's bullshitty, but I said that because it was good-natured kind of. At first, it was frustration, but the more I've done it, it's not as bullshit as I thought. But it's still, 2 hits and you're dead on no upgrade runs and Pain Plus runs. It can be pretty fucking frustrating for anybody too, even if you're doing it on Chaos and you get 4 hits. But I just thought about it, and I think the guy's right, Son of Seville. So I've got to get that guy credit. It's not extremely negative, but it is something negative, and why give yourself negative attention, even if it's just that? Either that or they're just overly busy. But this is a company that I'm sure they are overly busy and they get a lot of tweets, but they've always been responsive to me, so it doesn't really make sense that, especially since I've sent them like 4 tweets about it. And I mean, that's all. It's a done deal. No big deal in that respect, but I just thought that it was strange, and I got some pretty good theories from that dude, so I got to give that guy credit. But anyway, you guys, what we're going to be doing is going into the museum, realizing that the alarm system or whatever it is that's controlling the gate is going to be overrun by power jammers, and the next video will include all of the disarming of the power disruptors. There's 3 of them, and I believe you can do them in whatever order you like. So this video is just about to conclude once we go into the museum. And you also have to realize that I don't have any rumble motors on my 360 controller because I took them out. So these can be kind of hard, and that's also why I upgraded the ability to do this a little bit easier, just based on that fact that I don't have rumble motors. Okay, blade dodge takedown. The only reason it says that is because blade dodge takedown. Yeah, it's because I made the upgrade, you guys. So I didn't feel the need to put any tooltips on that time because there's text right there that tells what it is. So this is the device that is right now unhackable, but once we destroy those mechanisms that are jamming the signal, we will be able to come back here and then proceed with the game. So it's actually kind of a diversion. Take care.